SeatGeek is the easiest way to find the best deals on tickets to pretty much any live event. Concerts, sports, theater, comedy, whatever you want. Download the SeatGeek app today and enter promo code SEATS to save $20 on your first purchase.
Okay, so we're back in the mix, doing it again. I got my man Sam Mellinger, who's on the road, headed to see Mizzou, but got to check in on his guy, Derrick Johnson. Sam, I think no one in Kansas City, you know what, no one in media history has written more nice words about Derrick Johnson. What are your reactions to the news he's been told he won't be resigned this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, I guess sad, but not, I think we all saw it coming, right? I know you've written, I spent a whole Sunday column this week writing about how, the Brett Veach's priority on youth and speed is, sort of diametrically opposed to where Derrick Johnson is in his career right now. I mean, I guess I'm sad just because, I had so much fun watching him. I mean, I just, so much of what I love about football is, kind of how Derrick Johnson was a really good player, if that makes sense. I mean, he was fast. He was smart. He was a little innovative, with that little ninja move that he would pull. He was reliable. I also admire, and this is part of why I wrote so many love letters to him. Is he went through some stuff in his career. I mean, this was not a thing that came easy to him. I know he was a high pick in the draft, but was essentially benched, and the Chiefs have not wanted him at some points in his career, and sort of rejuvenated himself after a position change, and always kept just a beautiful, perfect attitude about it all. None of that changes. I'm sad. I guess a lot of people are sad that it's over, and I thought there might have been a way to bring him back on a much lower cap number, but I totally get how it might not work for both sides. It's sad that it's over, but oh my God, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to say the corniest thing in the world, but it doesn't change like what player he was. But anybody, I was going to go even worse. Terez, it was going to be even worse.
No, just say it. We owe it to the people. Just say it.
I was going to say, I'm sorry. I'm sad that it's over, but happy that it happened. Oh, man, I hate myself. You remember that play, it was the Chargers game, right? The Chargers game at Arrowhead, and Antonio Gates, who's, at this point a dinosaur, just beat him cold in the end zone and was wide open. It's just like, that was. What about you, man?
Yeah, that was a difficult moment. Because it was a little like, that was a little Willie Mays-ish,
Yeah.
It was a little Willie Mays in center.
With the Mets,
Yeah, it's just, because like literally 2 years ago, this guy was a ninja at linebacker. Isn't that? I think the thing last year is like, they had Derrick Johnson, but like what they missed was 2015 Derrick Johnson.
Yes.
Like that guy was amazing.
Yes.
Like that guy was amazing. And I just said this on the radio, and I'm gonna repeat it. Like, I just talked to him on the phone, man. Like, that guy doesn't hold any hard feelings, man. Like, I don't think I've seen anybody who loved being a Chief more than Derrick Johnson, dude. Like, that dude loves being a Chief. In today's NFL, when everyone makes business decisions, when there's no loyalty either way, like that guy, he was like, I was willing to bend. He wanted to come back, He just wanted some sort of role. But, that guy loved being a Chief. And I think in that kind of way, you can, like, appreciate, like, the good times with him. And, like, just kind of know that, you had a lot of good years with that guy. There's a lot of good football that you enjoyed because of him. And, it kind of stinks because I can pretty much tell you, it's gonna be years before you see somebody who like really enjoyed being a Chief the way him and Tomlin did and do. Just the guys now are different. Tamba and DJ are my age, man. Like, they still have a little bit of that Gen X in them, Like, we're not quite millennials. We're 34, right? We're not quite, but, like, we're right in the middle. And, like, they got a lot of old school values to them. Like, they both of those guys have only played here. It's kind of like a college team to them a little. So it's strange, man. I want you guys to kind of appreciate what DJ meant to this team for 13 seasons,
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways too, right? Like, I mean, he'll be in the Ring of Honor as soon as he's eligible. But like, like just from a football perspective, that 2015 season that you referenced, coming back from that Achilles injury, that torches a lot of careers, and especially torches careers of guys who are over 30 and guys who rely on speed and quickness. And he had, I don't know how to measure such things, but I mean, he had one of his best, if not the best, years of his career. That was absolutely like nothing short of remarkable. And the other thing too, when you talk about a guy that loved the Chiefs, and look, like, I get that he was well paid and all of that, but can we just say he gave the Chiefs more than they gave him?
Yeah. I mean,
he had a lot of tough times. A lot of tough times.
I don't know if that could be more perfect. You know what? You could almost... There's a lot to be said for that. I mean, he voided the last year of his deal to stay, dude. Like, yeah, remember he signed a 3-year deal after the crazy 2015 season? And then, like, you wrote that love letter to him in Chicago 2 years ago in the preseason after he signed that deal. And then it just went away. Guys like him and Tamba don't come around very much. Last time I heard on Tamba, he just still making his decision. I still don't expect him to be a Chief per se, but as far as whether or not he still wants to play, I think that's still being decided. It's a changing of the guard. And, like, a couple other things before we get out of here, man. Like, now I think, and I think you'd agree with this, well, first this. If we had a Media Good Guy Award, him and Alex would have split it the last 5 years.
Right.
With, like, special bonus points to Ron Parker this year.
Yep.
Who else? I like a lot of guys on that team, but...
It's a pretty good locker room. They do, but even Mitch. I mean, Mitch Schwartz too. LDT will always like answer your question, be thoughtful. But like even in a pretty, it's not a perfect locker room by any stretch, but a pretty good one, I would think, when you compare him to the other 31. Yeah. I mean, I think what you're getting at is DJ really stood out. Yeah, and I'm beyond that too. Like, both him and Alex are gone now. So, like, I'm wondering, like, who I'm going to talk to this year. And, right.
I'm rooting for me here, okay?
Right. Yep. Somebody's got to.
Tom is gone. What am I supposed to do, Nah, it'll be fine. There's enough good guys in there. But the second thing is, I think there's got to be a real priority on, like we know that the character of the room is good, like the football character is good, but like I think they do need to invest in like leadership now and like leaders of men with some alpha traits and like a tinge of nastiness. I still think that there's room for like one more nasty guy on defense, or it's nasty / crazy / edgy, whatever. I think there's a real need for that, and I know Veach is gonna go young, but. You can't get rid of guys like Alex and DJ and the respect they held, and Tamba too, without signing some veteran guys. Because if you don't have veteran leaders in an NFL room, they go sideways real quick with all the distractions that are available on the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think that's true, and I think that this is also true that when you talk about that nastiness, without DJ, I think that football character goes down a little bit, but I think that there's a chance, and I say this as someone that loves DJ and as a football player and all that, the nastiness may go up a little bit, and I do agree with you on the leadership thing, and I just can't, like, what keeps playing in my head is they kind of asked a guy with a torn Achilles to be, to still kind of carry the torch on that last year, and, that's a lot with him being back. Eric Berry will be back, and he's just different. Like, I mean, he's the whole package in that way, but I think your point is you'd like a couple more.
Well, yeah, I would like to not have to ask Eric Berry in a jumper, in a warm-up suit, to lead your pregame huddle
in a stocking cap, getting everybody pumped up, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it'd be ideal not to have that. So I actually think, Veach is going to have to focus on getting some guys with alpha traits. They don't even have to be the kids that they draft, but through free agency, some over-the-hill guys on one-year prove-it deals maybe. I don't know, but, there needs to be a couple wolves in there, especially on in the defensive front seven. Somebody that can yell at people and hold people accountable. It can't just be Eric and Justin, It's not enough, man.
Right, and I kind of think with Justin, that's not his natural state.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing that because he's a ridiculous football player, because he is just the best player in the room. So he kind of has, and he's got the voice. Ooh, he's got the voice. But that's not his natural. That kind of thing comes a lot easier to Eric, I think, than it does to Justin Houston. But no, I do agree with you. They're gonna need some of that.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting, man. This is a reminder football is a business, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy that gave a lot for this team, man. Tore both Achilles. After a career season kind of in 2015, he voided the last year, the 3-year deal he signed. He's given up a lot to be a Chief. And, I'm not saying all that to be like, oh, poor Derrick. Derrick's had a good life. He's made a lot of money. I get all that. I'm just saying, just remember, when you root for the laundry, this is still a business, dude. And don't think players, won't see that and just be like, oh, okay. And make sure they get theirs, and I don't blame them.
Yeah.
This is why Justin Houston held out. This is why Barry was going to hold out. This is why these guys don't show up for OTAs, and this is why they do that stuff. Stop blaming the players when they try to look out for themselves, because no one misses them when they can't run as fast anymore, and no one misses them when the moment that their contract outweighs their value, they're gone, and no one's gonna miss them because you root for the laundry and not the player. So I only say all that to just say, don't get mad when these cats hold out to get theirs or leave via free agency to get theirs, because they are the only ones looking out for them.
I could not agree with that any more than I do. It makes me kind of wonder and hope, I hope DJ doesn't regret any of that. I hope that he doesn't regret never, signing the biggest contract possible. And look, part of this is people can justifiably roll their eyes about, I could make do on what Derrick Johnson has made in his football career, right? But I also bet nobody listening to this podcast has turned down millions of dollars, to do something else. And, so there's two ways of looking at it. And I just hope that he doesn't seem, obviously he doesn't seem like the kind of guy that, needs every last dollar and, would leave with any regrets. I hope he doesn't feel that way.
I thought it was telling that in Andy Reid's statement, he said that he sees a coaching future in.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And it's just guess who's going to be the linebackers coach in a few years?
Yep.
And you know what? He should. I think he's got a good way about him. I think that's a good life for him, man. And he is motivated by some unexplainable desire to win a Super Bowl. If I were Derrick, I might have been done with the first Achilles tear, But he refused. And he even gave it a good go last year, man. That guy came back from an Achilles tear in 6 months. He gave it all he's got. And I will say this too, man. He, at the end of the last year, let's not forget that he was stripped of what could have been a defining Chiefs moment for him with that Mariota fumble.
Oh my gosh.
I feel bad for him about that. That was robbed from him.
Wouldn't it have been 56 yards too?
Yes,
oh my God.
That was robbed from, but the other one, no, the forward progress call.
Oh, right, yes. Totally.
The inexplicable forward progress call.
Yes.
Like, that was robbed from him.
Yep.
But even at the diminished state, like, he did it. I can't remember what game that was, but he snuffed out that one screen, and we were like, oh.
That was the Raiders. Wasn't that the Raiders?
It might have been. It was like,
I think that. Yeah. It was kind of like we were all, like, all four of us with DJ in those moments. We were all like, how Vahe is with Chris Conley.
I know.
Like, all four of us just, there's a flash. He's back.
We just wanted it so bad.
Oh,
we just wanted it so bad for him.
You know what? I just kind of embarrassed. I just put two and two together. But, like, all this stuff that we've been talking about, or that I was talking about, I guess, about, he gave more to the Chiefs than he got, just from a football point of view in his career. And how about the last game that he plays for them is a miserable playoff collapse in which he had that hit on Mariota taken away because of, let's just, a BS call. And then it was the right call on the strip, the 56 yards. It was the right call. But in that moment, we all thought, oh, my God, they just won the game like that. And then it gets taken back. And again, on a legitimate, was it Henry?
Yeah.
Whoever the guy was down. But still, geez, like it's sort of like cruelly and coldly poetic, for his last game to be something like that with, just what he's been through with that team, what that team has given him.
I know. It is, talk about symmetry. I'm going to invite Blair Kerkhoff on because he's right here.
Blair!
Hold on.
Sam, you in
What's up, buddy?
How are you, sir? You in Columbia?
Mile marker 109. 110 now.
109.
Making progress.
Approaching the bridge.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody. We caught, this is emergency pod. We got Sam on the way to Old Mizzou. That's not a very fun drive to make, by the way.
No.
Very, very convenient trek to just be finished.
I will say this: it's a terrible drive, but there's fewer potholes than maybe like 5 years ago. I think they've done a decent job on that.
Yeah, well, they got that going for them.
Yes.
Blair, you missed it. Me and Sam have been basically fawning over Derrick Johnson's career.
Well, there I cried.
Yeah, it's tough times, man. Just you've been here the whole time he's here. Just what were your thoughts on DJ's career and today's announcement and all that?
It's sad in a way, two parts sad and one part smart business decision. I think we saw the end of Derrick Johnson's career was in sight. You just didn't know how close it was. The word we were getting from him was they wanted to fulfill his contract and play out his deal. I thought he'd be back next season and in a reduced role, but not at all. So it appears, and I'm going to be sorry to have him not in the locker room next week.
You'll never believe this, but we've covered that extensively. That dude. Yeah, would you agree that him and Alex probably would have split the Media Good Guy Award if we had that here?
Yep. And in every year that Derrick Johnson was in that locker room, he would have been the winner on the defensive side for that award. So he was a stand-up guy. Look, he was a designated spokesman for the defense.
Yep.
Not Justin Houston, not Eric Berry when Eric was healthy. It was Derrick Johnson, and he was the elder statesman of the Chiefs, not just the defense, but of the Chiefs. And he often, and not just, he's not just a nice person. He was a thoughtful guy. He would, and when he wasn't playing well, he'd be the first to own up to it. And I always respected that about him.
One thing we may need to mention, now the elder statesman in the room is Colquitt, man. The last link to the Carl era, man.
Wow, yeah.
I mean, this thing's turning over, guys. It's necessary. I get it, but this is football. You root for the laundry, not necessarily the people. So don't get mad when the people try to get paid and do what they need to make that happen. You know, I think you know, one thing about this is that I think this elevates Reggie Ragland to a little bigger stature now.
Yeah.
You know, let me also point out, DJ mentored this guy when he's basically about to assume that mantle. Like, locker room talker and stuff. Like, you know, those guys share some traits, man. Even though Reggie's a little more outgoing and rambunctious and all that.
It'll be fun to watch Reggie, you know, kind of grow into that role, you know. And it's weird, too, when you think about it, that DJ basically, like, helped Reggie happen anyway. Like, you know, DJ's lost a step or two or whatever, but it's just that football culture is strong. You know what I mean? That DJ does that, you know, sort of, I assume, without protest or without hesitation. Same way that, you know, Alex Smith back in, you know, I guess twice now in a way, you know, was by all accounts 100% pro with Colin Kaepernick when that whole thing happened, and you know, by everything that I saw, and I think any of us saw the same way this past season with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? I wonder what kind of impact that's going to have on the room in the future. Like, all these guys saw these two guys who were great mentors get shipped out next year. Like, this is why guys don't share knowledge, man, for real. You know, I do wonder if that's going to have an impact. I don't know.
Well, does this? I don't know if Derrick's return or not would have had an impact on Chiefs draft. But do you see inside linebacker, you know, as a destination in the, you know, maybe on the second day of the draft in Chiefs now?
I do. You know, one guy who could really fit here is Roquan Smith, but he'll be long gone before they're.
Oh man, that guy's so good.
Roquan's amazing. He is the perfect linebacker in today's NFL. But somebody of that ilk, it's okay for them to be undersized if they're tough and fast. And I don't think Brett is as against investing high in linebackers as Dorse was. So I think they will take the best player at a number of positions: defensive line, edge rush, corner, inside line. Basically everything on defense is fair game with any of those picks, man. So it's going to be interesting to see what Brett does. I do think they'll be working on a budget. I don't think they'll be able to spend a lot. I do think they're paying for their cap mismanagement this year, and I think next year is the year when they end up, you know, carrying some money over, getting more money off the books, and really splurging to fill in the gaps of the young guys that don't pan out. So then I have a decision to make with D Ford, because I am pretty confident he'll have a contract season. There's going to be a season. So, yeah. Anything to add, Sammy?
No, man. I think we hit it.
Okay. Okay, guys, any final words before we get out of here?
I'll just say it's a shame that in the playoff game, Derrick Johnson almost had a signature play. And, you know, the blitz and the sack of Marcus Mariota and the fumble that he caused that wasn't a fumble because of the forward progress. What a shame that he could not have that as a final signature moment.
Mm-hmm. I agree. But as Sam pointed out, go ahead, Sam. Say it.
He gave more than he got?
Yep. He gave more.
He gave more to the Chiefs than he got back. That
damn right he did.
Sure.
That is absolutely true. And
Sam,
he'll always be. Yep.
Yeah, I gotta go write about Michael Porter though.
Oh, okay. Shit, I think that's an easy column. No, okay.
Nobody's going to end up with more career tackles because nobody's going to play as long defensively for the Chiefs as Derrick Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I got you. Hey, fellas, this was great again. Thanks for joining us. And another emergency pod. I was into my vacation for exactly 1 day this time. Major Chiefs news happened. No, actually, Blair, you saved me yesterday with the Kareem Hunt news, so, just the next day.
Well,
It's okay,
Well, I had the dentist today, had to squeeze in a dentist trip today, and of course, all this happens.
It's been good. 2 for 2. I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow. Good stuff. Okay. I know.
What?
Oh, I'm ready. I know. It'll be I got it. I'm ready. I know how this goes.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys. All right, Terez.
All right, see you. So, yeah, this is good stuff, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, kansas.com, all your Chiefs news. Rate and review us. Sports BKC Podcast. I'm your host, Terez Paylor. Peace.